Hello everyone, welcome to another stream. How we doing? So, last stream, so the last two streams have been working on the UI and improving the selection of widgets that we have. So that being GPU, we have a, yeah, this is it. I think it's enabled. So we added popover, support for popovers and combo boxes. So here's the popover, and here's the combo boxes. Well, I've just realized how bad these colors are. I got my new display now, and I can just see how bad these colors are. Oh my days. We can sort that out now. We need to pick a much. This orange is bad, man. But yeah, so all these nice combo boxes now, and so we have to select things like MIP levels and stuff like that. So we turn off that code. It should bring up the resource viewer. So today, my face. We're going to be changing these to combo boxes, but also working on actually viewing this data better. So it actually looks proper. First of all, I want to change that theme. My days, is it bad? So background color, right? When you hover it, it's that. So let's look for an orange. Sign out on that one. So orange. This would probably be better, wouldn't it? So 00A5FF. 00A5. So we did A5 here. That'll make a different green, hopefully. And I think the active color was fine. It's just that orange was just horrible. Ooh. It's a bit bright though, isn't it? Maybe get some sort of darker theme. You know, why don't I take the colors from... Maybe we just brighten up the text and stuff. Where's my theme at? Do we see the background color and other stuff? Oh, that's done by the other theme, isn't it? Maybe we can look in there for the colors. I didn't change the background, did I? I think I did. Or we could just leave the theme alone. Where's like a UI color palette or something? Something sensible. I don't get what makes these more colors of countries. But yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll just leave it alone today. Can think about the colors some other time. But they are quite bad. Okay, so we want to change. I guess let's record that. Right, so the job for today is to use those combo boxes we made in the last devlog and replace these input boxes with those combo boxes. So nice drop down to select the MIP level and the array layer. So we'll just do that now. Cool. So basically in the input. Hey there, Cassandra, how you been? It's been a while. How's things going? It's basically one of the MIP. We know how many MIPs there are. Ooh. Is there a maximum number of MIPs? There isn't. Okay, let's just say there's 16 or something like that. Thing is, you can have a lot of array layers. Yeah, you can actually have a lot of array layers. Maybe we need to make another. Yeah, it's fine. We'll just do up to 16 because I don't know if we're really gonna have that many. Uh, Numbers or integers. Say we go up to 16 or something. And we'll just include, 0, 1. Well, why am I doing it in this way, right? Just do it like this. This is C. Well, no, because there should be separate strings actually, because we're gonna have 2 decimals, aren't we? Sorry, 2 digits. That's right. That is cool. We'll just correct that. Cool. Okay. Easy peasy. I'm okay, having fun with SDL2 and good old C11. Oh yeah. What you making? How's you mate? How's family? Yeah, doing good. Bit tired today. Quite tired actually, but I'm hoping to wake up a bit. But things are going good. Family's great. Yeah, the boy's asleep right now in bed. He's doing good. He's still not crawling yet. But yeah, I got the new green screen set up now, so I got lights on me. So it should be a bit more stable. Seeing a few little glitches, but yeah, it should be stable. I've got a new monitor now. So I got a massive 32-inch and 4K, but when I'm streaming, I'm putting it down to 1080p because I haven't messed around with it enough, and I've got to change parts of the game because it's fixed resolution right now. So sooner or later I'll stream in 4K proper, but I'm still gonna have big old text. for people, like it's going to the same text size basically. It'll be downscaled to 1080p and streamed. Girlfriend is a game designer that bought me some GDD of a simple hyper casual mobile game to make. Oh, okay. Cool. Let's go get to work on something together. That's nice. Awesome. So you prototyping ideas now then. So we should be able to replace this with a UI combo box U32. Put in the rectangle. Put in the value we want to mutate. Tab MIP. Put in the number of values. So it'd be a minimum between resource texture dot mip levels and core array count of numbers. And then we also want to pass in the numbers. And then the horrible box style, which I've finally been able to see for myself because this new monitor has, yes, really opened my eyes to this craziness. Integers. Cool. No need for a clamp anymore. And do the same thing for array layers. Nice and easy. Array layer, array layers, and voila. It's that easy. So hopefully, best just give that a good old run. Hit the F9 key, blend it in the face. Now we've got this drop down. Right, there's only 0 MIPS, so you can't select anything. So what we want to do is I don't know what I want to do here. A bit weird. So the occlusion texture, all the MIP levels, right? Cool. You know, it doesn't have to be this big. These two could be joined up on the same line. So why don't we do that? Okay, so I'll record that. All right, so we've just gone and made this array of integers as strings, 0 all the way to 15. And then we're using that new lovely shorthand API for the combo box. And so where we are passing in the MIP level to mutate here. We've specified how many MIP levels to show, so we're maxing out of that pre-configured array that we have. And we're passing the integers there to the combo box to select. And so we did the same thing for the array layer as well. So we give that a run. And we pick the occlusion texture. You'll see it's the same looking thing, just got this drop down, and you'll be able to select the MIP level there. So right now it doesn't change anything here because I don't think we did the texture copy correctly. But yeah, so what I'm thinking about is actually these two should just be on the same line because they did just kind of create. They're just kind of a bit long, but you know, maybe they might as well just go on the same line. You could fit up to about here anyway. And yeah, might be a bit nicer. Or maybe not. You know, I'll record that again. Maybe we should leave. For some reason this is not unclicking, which is weird. All right, let me just record that one more time, and then we'll go into that again. Go fix that problem. Right, so we've gone and added the combo boxes here. So here they are now instead of a input box. So you can click and go and select your MIP level that you want. It doesn't change here yet because we haven't hooked it up. That's be done later. But you're allowed to click it even though there's nothing. So we should probably fix that. But also when you click on it and click off, for some reason here it's not stopping and it's weird. So I should look into that now. But if we take a look at the code, we just made an array of integer strings to represent obviously the value of the MIP level or the array layer. And then we're just calling that API we made last devlog, where we have the pointer to the value we want to change. We have the number of values, so we min that with the number of integers in that string array, because I don't think it will go over 16. Pass in the integers, and then that's basically it. So do the same thing for the array layer as well. Right, so let's go and fix those bugs. Cool. I also brought home 2 stray kittens to Hill. Oh wow, that's very nice of you. Did you go down to some sort of establishment where they have found kittens who need a home? So there's nothing. Wait, do I have disabled? I have this disabled thing, but am I even using it? Right, it's just a state. There is a theme. We should definitely not allow anything if it's... Yeah, we could like push pop disabled or whatever. We should do that. Just wondering whether we should actually spend time and implement that now. Well, if you begin disabled, if you begin a disabled area, we could just do one layer for now. We can have multi-layer. I guess I could do... You could probably cram it all into a 32-bit integer anyway, maybe. Yeah, maybe it's possible. Just to add that in quick. So the API is going to work something like void UI disabled start. Boolean is disabled. Disabled push pop. I think you'll be able to have like a bit set with it or something like that, where you'll be able to say GUI dot disabled stack count. Right. So you do like an assertion, make sure that is less than 32. Right. We don't support more than 32 disabled depth. So you do something like that. You would then push. So you could basically have some push and pop system with literally bits. So you have a disabled stack bit set or whatever. Where you shift to left by 1 and then you or your bit on the front. Well, you gotta and it then or it. And the not of 1. All that on. And then you need an internal function to say, I guess, is disabled. Maybe it doesn't have to be internal. I usually like the word is, though, is disabled. Might roll with that. Should be quite easy, I reckon. Because I got a separate theme already for it all. Not really used it yet. Disabled stack, bit set, and 1. Yeah, quite easy. So we're just dropping it in here somewhere. Disabled stack count, disabled stack bit set. So it's just two 32-bit integers, nice and easy. And then at the end, when you do a frame end, you want to make sure that the disabled stack is equal to 0. Disabled pop has not been called as many times as push. Oh yeah. Legit. So that, and then a pop is literally just going shift right, a bit set, and you gotta make sure you set and make sure that there is something in there. Saying push pop called without a previous call, previous matching call to the push version. And voila, I think that's the disabled API basically. We've got to actually we've got to make sure that we disable any hovering and stuff like that in disabled areas, but also yeah, and yeah, oh, and make sure we set the state. Do you have any code in this project that you went and optimized to generate performance assembly? Or handwrite assembly? Not yet. But anyway, we've only just been getting the systems up and running and keeping them as simple as possible. That's been the main objective. The only thing that I've optimized is one GPU shader, and that was for the UI. Because I made it this super crazy flexible renderer. So it ended up needed to be optimized like crazy. No, they were wandering around the house. Oh, okay. Cool. That's very nice of you. Very local. Greetings to high density pixel enjoyers. How's it going? Hey, Glorious sir. Good, good. A little tired, not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm enjoying the new setup. Monitor's amazing. These lights are pretty cool. So now I've got a green screen that works with fewer glitches, I guess. This white is too close to the green, apparently. But yeah, it's better. The green screen's on the wall now, stuck with Gorilla Tack, and so we've got a lot more room in the office now. When I get rid of all these cardboard boxes I have to the left of me, because they all came in the post yesterday. But yeah, things are going good. I'm enjoying the 4K monitor. It's been awesome. I do like the real estate you get, but obviously I'm not taking advantage of the real estate here right now because I want to make sure it's visible to people who are watching on smaller resolution displays and maybe even on a mobile, right? Because I'm sure people are watching on a mobile phone. So yeah. But yeah, things are going good. Got combo boxes in, so happy about that. Back on the texture viewer. So things are going good. So in the widget start, right? This is where all the logic basically happens is in the base widget. So there's some stuff. So we could just make it so it's never allowed to actually gain mouse focus or something like this. Focusable. Or we could get rid of focusable if it's disabled. That might be the legit solution. Pressable, toggle. So if it's not got focusable, then it shouldn't be able to get toggleable, right? Or pressable or anything like that. Yeah, if it's been mouse focused, excellent, excellent. So what we can do, it's pretty easy. We can just say if UI is disabled, right? Literally flags and equals not of UI widget flag is focusable. Oh, yeah. So that's nice. We're then going to sort out the styling though. There's a widget state for that. Widget states and wait, so how's this thing set? Where's this thing even set? So widget state flags is all figured out here. If it's active, it gets the active one. If not, it gets none. So then if it's right, so I want to say else if is disabled, then this one is just flat out. Well, I guess you just or on. I don't know anymore. Okay, yeah, maybe it's just equal to disabled. So it can be in a bunch of possible states at the same time. Then this flattens out to a single state. So this is a bunch of flags, then this one turns into a single state. So then we've got this widget state disabled, and I think if I remember in the where we did the UI to the theming. Oh no, I themed it. Right, so we give it a different theme. Maybe we can just give it a darker theme. Let's drop these. That's to this to like 8.0 and this to 8.0. Oh wait, I completely grabbed the wrong one. Let's just make an even more horrible color, right? We'll find a way. Kind of loud of way. Oh, this is the no box style. Whoops. Well, okay, let's redo that again. Let's undo all that. Get out of here. Right, so the box style with the horrible colors. 80. I don't even know if that makes any sense, but yeah, 2. Cool. How much do I code daily? Wow, long time. I work 9 till 5:30, my day job. And then if I'm streaming, which is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, I will then go on from 7:30 till about 10, maybe 10:30. So some days about 8.5 hours, which includes meetings and talking to other people. And then, oh yeah, and an hour's break for lunchtime. And then evening is probably just flat out 3.5 hours, basically. So somewhere around the ballpark of 11 hours. But that's not constantly programming, but it's doing programming related work. But if you take out meetings and lunchtime, then maybe about 7-8 hours on a stream day. So yeah, we try. So that's interesting, right? We've got that now. So let's go ahead and try this disable thing. Now, push pop is going to be annoying. You can do that nice hack with the deferred scope stuff. So I want to do that as well. So I have a disabled scope where we can have right, what makes it optional again? Huh? Oh, optional based on the return of that. Okay, no, this is always going. The start and end function is UI disabled push pop. Yeah, so this nice utility now. We just use that. Be pretty legit. So the MIP. So we do the MIPs. You can do MIPs providing that you have MIP levels greater than 1. Left hand of comma operator has no effect. What's going on? Oh, I didn't call. There you go. No. Rightio. So should we give that a go? See how it looks, and then we can make a little thing about that. So if we click on this occlusion texture, it's going to crash. Okay. Oh, we didn't increment the count, did we? Classic. Oh, we didn't decrement it either. Classic. Right, so they're disabled. They shouldn't be though. Oh shoot. I've got my Boolean logic the wrong way around, obviously. So it is disabled providing that is equal to 1. And this is array layers. Booleans. Right, so this one's not disabled, and this one, the other one is disabled. And I can't even... Yeah, there you go. Oh, look at that. Wasn't that good? So let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go this other bug. But I should record this and then we'll fix the other bug. I don't do something wrong because, like, for doing to-do app, I need to know XML parsing to make stuff, to write stuff like, do you want to make files with the opportunity to comment proof source to any string? What makes you think you need XML parsing to solve that problem? Do you need XML parsing to solve your problem? Can you use some other file format? Because XML is quite complicated in some regards if you want to support the whole thing. Yeah, there's plenty of ways to save out notes, right? All right, so we've just gone and added a new feature. We've gone and added the ability to disable stuff. Oh my days, where's my string gone? Two seconds. Disabled too many things, as you can tell. Wait. There was no style. The style was 0, wasn't it? Oh, I remember. So this is the no box style, the one we use for some things. Yeah, I need to do my styling better. But yeah, there's two styles. There's a box style and no box style. And the no box style has no box. And the box is horrible. Horribly themed. Right, the word there is there now. Layers now. Right, here we go. Let's do that again. Alright, so we've gone and added the ability to disable UI elements now in the UI system. So as you can tell, this one's grayed out now, and this MIP one we can select from because it has multiple MIP levels, right? So that's super nice. So let's just dig into how we went and did that. So we go to the public API. I've added this ability to check if the current thing is disabled, and you sort of push and pop on this disabled state, basically. So you can have multiple indentations with different, you know, while something is disabled, you can remove disabled and all of that. So we've also got this shorthand thing, which we'll go over in just a minute. But let's just dig into the internals of the how we implement it. So behind the scenes, we've got two integers. We've got the stack count of is disabled and the bit set itself. So the stack is just a bit, where each bit represents a Boolean in the stack. So you get a Boolean that comes in. We make sure that we've not pushed 32 on already. And then we shift all the current disabled bits to the left by 1. We remove the low bit, and then we OR our current bit onto the lowest bit, and then we up the stack count by 1. Then when we pop, we simply just shift it right and overwrite the one on the lowest, and then we reduce the stack count by 1. And when we want to check if something is currently disabled, we just check the lowest bit, and that is the Boolean, right? So when we start a widget, we simply need to be able to stop it from being able to be focusable, and then nothing can work. So we just say, hey, if it's disabled, remove the flag that says this thing is focusable, and that just solves all problems. The only other thing we have to do is we have to make sure that the widget state becomes widget state disabled. So we just check if is disabled, and then we'll make sure we set the widget state to be disabled, and we'll add one of the flags, because it could be multiple states at the same time, and this consolidates it down to a single state here. So then, because this gets this widget state disabled, our theming then can theme it around it being in this disabled state. So here's an example where the box style has a different color based on the widget state there. So that's how our disabled stuff works. Cool. So I'm glad we got that in. That wasn't too much work, and it's a good feature. We've still got that problem with the clicking though, and it's really weird. So I want to investigate that. Like, I'm probably clicking on something that is hoverable in some way. What did I make that was hoverable? Or focusable? That's what I meant. So the left split area, the whole thing is focusable. Gotcha. Hey, Buffer Overflow, how's it going? Good to see you. How you been? I would like to store strings and I'd like storing strings as pointers and stuff, not as plain text. Deduce, read, write. I'm not sure I'm understanding how XML helps you solve that problem. Is Mac best for coding? If you're a web developer, probably. If you're any other developer except for a Mac developer, you're probably not. Mac is great for programming Mac apps or web development, basically. And if you like Mac OS, because you might not like Mac OS. Okay. So if we take a look over here, this is a split view. Right? Oh no, it's annoying. Anyway, this is a split view. So the whole widget, the whole of the screen is a split view, and it's focusable. That's annoying. We should change that. So maybe this should only be the focusable thing? Or like... Yeah, let's look into that, because that's a bit weird. Split view, split area. So it's kind of nice, it's kind of cool how I put this together, but still, the whole thing. So why don't we have a box? So you already have a state. No, wait a minute. So you already compute based on the split cursor and all that, right? Box A and box B. We already do that. Yeah, so why don't we... Okay. Right. We check if the grip is focused, the grip is clicked, right? So I think we should change this. You know what? Let's record something just in case we do it this way. Alright, so I found out why these don't click off here. And that is because this is a split view. And in the split view, the whole screen in this case is the split view, right? And it's focusable. So because it's focusable, the way the logic works at the moment, at least when we click off of this, it says if no focusable widget has been clicked. Yeah, so if you've clicked and it's not a focusable widget, then we can come off this popover. But this is a focusable widget underneath, so it doesn't quite work. So yeah, or right, okay, maybe I'm not recording that one. I'm keeping that one. So it could be, the whole thing could be focusable. That's fine because we support nested focusing and all of that. That's right. It's not the problem. The problem might be the fact that when we do a frame end, this logic is just not good. Or maybe things can be focusable, but they're not keyboard focusable. They're only mouse focusable. But then what happens if someone wants to move the split variable of the keyboard? Could they focus on that thing? Yeah, we should probably fix the split view a bit. Yeah, let's fix the split view. Right, I'll record that again. The split area. Alright, so we found out why the combo box doesn't ask to click off here. Because when we click off, it's checking to see, have I clicked on a focusable widget or not? And if I haven't, then it should just close this panel here. But the problem is this whole screen area is a split view. And so currently, like, this grip is not the only part of the split view which is focusable, it's the whole left and right side as well. So we're going to look into try and make it so that the split area just has this grip as the focusable widget, and then that should make this close when we click off it. So we'll just do that now. So basically this whole logic here can just go, so we just get in a rectangle, we figure out the left and right AB ones, then we work out where the grip goes, grip center position half dims, and then a grip rectangle. What do we need that grip rectangle? Yes. Oh, for crying out loud, don't do that. And then this specific thing is the grip control, right? So you put in the grip rectangle. The address of grip rectangle, chuck that in there. If that grip rectangle is visible, get the mouse Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do it this way. It was a bit silly of me. Maybe I can show it. Yes, try that now. It should work. Oh, should. TM. We didn't do a widget end. Oh, interesting. The split area shouldn't have to do an end anymore. Well, you could make it do an end for some reason. I don't know why you would. I guess because you get the styling. There's a kind of a styling to it. So you could maybe get some padding and all of that jazz. Whoops. Right, let's comment that out. It's doing an end. Right, so now we can click off there. Super nice. We can't click off here though. Right, because that's... What the crap am I doing? Oh, I'm changing the LODs, and that's changing the craziness of what's going on. Because it's the UI underneath this. It's getting clicked or something. Huh. That is pretty funky. Trippy. Maybe we can decide our art style this way by just creating maximum glitches. Yeah, I need to do that. Yes, your mother. That's what I need to do. That is what I need to do in the long term. But it was more complicated. So we should probably do that next. Just because it's not going to work there. Yeah, reducing that focusable area was definitely a good thing as well. Right, what am I going to say? Easy. Right. Okay, so it's pretty simple. So to the split area here, it basically takes in the rectangle of the whole area we want to split. And it says, hey, this thing is focusable and pressable. And then we go and work out like the left and right box, or the up and down box, whatever axis you split on. And then we work out the grip stuff below as well. So basically it was as simple as moving that out. We calculate the left and right box, or top and bottom box. Then we move out how we calculate the grip. I should fix that. And then basically the widget that we start here is actually just the grip. So that is the focusable part. So we just set that up there, and then make sure we do a widget end here instead. So that means we can get rid of we can actually get rid of the split view start and end now, and it just becomes a lot simpler now. So now we give this a run. What you'll find is that you can click off of this here and it's going to work, but it still doesn't work when you click off here. Oh wait, it did. It did. Oh, sorry, I'm clicking on the buttons underneath the underneath these. Nope, these guys here actually. Whoops. So yeah, so yeah, I'm clicking on some buttons here and it's not unpopping. So what we should, yeah, we should actually, do that oh my days. I need to record that again. Run aloud. These things. Yes, another thing too, Green Blade. Gotta fix that as well. I don't like the buttons behind it, because the widget that's focused. Oh, I'm not doing it back to front mana. No, I am. I don't know why it's happening. It shouldn't be happening from what I remember. Yeah, I thought I didn't have that problem. Yeah, because I thought I did it in a back to front way. So the one that is at the front that should get the click. Um, yeah, maybe I've not made that focusable. Yeah, I don't think I've made the canvas a focusable thing. So that's why. Yeah, we'll look into that. Okay, so we're going to fix that problem now so we can click off here. So the whole scroll area is not focusable. So we'll look into that. But what I noticed as well is like if you, yeah, we're able to click on some stuff behind, that's behind here. So we should probably look into fixing these as well, not being able to click these whilst this is up. It just doesn't make sense. So we'll look into that after. But also as well, this is not closing when you click on focusable stuff. So yeah, we should probably just get this comment box to actually close. It's not great really, is it? Yeah, so let's look into that split view code. So here's the split area. Was basically calculating in the widget for the whole split area thing, and then calculating the left and right box or the top and bottom box depending on the axis you split on. And then was calculating like the grip center position, the half dims, and the rectangle. So basically, I was able to move that out, right, like this, move it out of the widget, and then this widget solely became about the actual grip part of the split area. So that's super nice. I've just done a widget end here, and that's just fixed the problem, which is cool. So yeah, let's go fix those other two bugs. So I don't think we need a split area end anymore, right? So you don't really do a split area start. I guess you just say split area, then you get AB back. Um, um, I guess it's just something like that. It was nice kind of being able to do a start though and an end. We could wrap in a widget, but it'd be a bit of a waste, right? It just doesn't make any sense. Why make it a widget? Just adds more work. Yeah, UI is a lot of work, but yeah, it's cool though. The worst one is text. Text in UI. It's the worst. So in GPU, we simply just and there we go. So that'll still work. Oh no, it went. My face. Yeah, cool. That still works. Oh yeah, that's really weird. So here's the problem. For that one of the scrolling on the right hand side. Sorry, the yeah, here's where we do the drawing box. So we just do a box and we just check if the box contains a point. If the box contains our point, but it's not even a focusable widget. So like what we should be doing is having some kind of widget. Yeah, so that's the reason why when we move the thing, it's just picking up. Oh, it's inside the scrollable area, and then it will just do it. It's not saying has it gained some kind of mouse focus, right? So that's something we'll fix as well. But let's fix this behind. Being able to click behind first, because we did mention we'll do that one. So why is it allowed? Why are we able to click behind? Like, we draw stuff in a back to front way unless you have layers. There's no layers being used except for when we do the combo box. So that when that texture viewer pops up, that's just on layer 0. So right. So those boxes, so what's happening is just doing these first. You'll be able to click and it'll be like, oh, your mouse focused over here. But then what you'll realize is this is actually on top, right? Sorry, this is actually on top. And it's getting in the way of the mouse focused thing. It's actually covering it. So you can't really take any widget, right? Because what happens if the widget is, I don't know. Say if you have this is a whole widget maybe, right? This is a whole box. I guess, but the whole thing is focusable, isn't it, actually? I don't know if this really counts. But yeah, say if you have another whole box that's on top of that's in the way. I guess you check, am I yeah, I guess you just say if there is a widget that's in front, then, and it's not mouse focusable, just clear the next focus widget or something like this. That would definitely work, but I don't know if it's going to cause other problems in the future. So what you'd do, so you already do stuff, you update the focus state. If it's focusable, you update the focus state. And this just checks the mouse position. Gets the clipped. Right, so basically you need this code. And yeah, this sets a whole bunch of different focus in that. But you just need this code probably. And what you're basically saying is, when I'm not focusable and if this window is focused with the mouse and the mouse and this rectangle contains this mouse position, then we shouldn't allow any other widget to gain focus. Probably the way. So we're able to still drag stuff here, right, and get some nice spooky transparent balls. Then if we press this and view this here, we cannot click on these behind now, right? But we can still click these. I think that makes the most sense. You just got to make sure that when you make a widget, you have to draw all over the place where the widget rectangle is. Or it has to be focusable within that area or something like this. If not, we can probably change the clipping and do something a bit more fancy where because we only have clipping rectangles, maybe we can do different shapes if that ever becomes an issue later on. Yeah, that's a good fix. So let's just talk about that one. Okay, so we're going to fix the issue now. We can click on stuff behind or widgets behind other widgets. So if we pop over here and go to the occlusion text, you can no longer click in things here. Oh, what the crap have I done? Right, let's redo that one. Okay, so we're going to solve the problem where you can click on widgets behind other widgets. So yeah, no longer will is this possible. So if we hop up into the texture viewer, this is now on top of the other UI. And as you, oh fuck. I'll look into that. Okay, so we're going to fix the problem now where you can click on widgets behind other widgets. That's now been fixed. So if you bring up the texture viewer on top, no longer can we click on these things behind. I did it again. No longer can you click on these things behind. So if you click on this thing here, notice, remember we clicked here and it was click on a focused control and it was not closing, but now it does close because these are not being clicked. So now that problem is solved. So we've got to solve the problem where this doesn't close when because you can click on and hover over these. These widgets on the layer below can be mouse focused and clicked. We've got to fix this issue now, and therefore it doesn't close that. But yeah, let's do that now. Cool. So the main issue is, well, I think it's two. Wait, I didn't even talk about, for crying out loud, I didn't even talk about me actually the code fix for that. I just said, hey, I fixed this. Right, one more time. Right, so we fixed the problem where we can actually not have to, what days? I've done this too many times. Right, so fix that problem where we was able to click on these guys when another piece of UI showed up on top. So if we just look at that now, when you pop open this, no longer can we click on these and it's sort of stopping us from closing this now, which is good. So we just take a look into code and see how that works. Effectively, when we start the widget, we're saying, this is saying if it is focusable, it's going to update the focus state. But if it's not focusable, right, so the thing that pops up on top, it's going to now get the mouse position, get the area that is the widget is over, combined with the clipping rectangle, and then it's going to say if the mouse is inside that clipped rectangle, we are going to clear out the next frame's mouse focus. So if a widget's already set it, which was behind it, it's going to now clear that out. So next frame, it won't be mouse focused to anything. That's how we fix that problem there. Right, that was good. So the next issue is with the combo box. Why is it allowed to be open? Sorry. Why is it allowed to close? Why are other widgets allowed to be clicked on while it's open? It just doesn't make, it's just not good. I was thinking like, initially I really wanted that behavior, then last stream when we implemented it, I thought, you know what, maybe we don't need it because it was just going to take some time to implement. But I think we can get this done reasonably quick. So is it specific to the combo box? Because we've got this combo box open widget hash. Or is it specific to the popover? So the popover, while there is a popover that is up, you don't really want to be able to focus on anything else except for stuff which is within the popover. But if you have multiple popovers up, it's got to be the topmost popover. Probably. Do we have this multiple layer thing with popovers? I forgot. Yeah, we have draw layers in that. So if you have that increments some layers and things like this. So we had a thing with a mouse focused next widget hash or whatever it was. Yeah, it's right here. So when you say, hey, focus on this next frame, it checks to see if the draw layer is greater than or equal to the last one that was written in here. So you can't have any layers underneath being clicked. But I guess that's not an issue anymore. That's just not a problem anymore because we've got that new code where if it's something that's drawn on top, yeah, it will get rid of the mouse focus. So we can get rid of that. So maybe what you want is the last frame's biggest layer index that happened. And then you are only going to accept focused widgets from that highest layer. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Katsumoy, how's it going? How's the progress going? It's going pretty good. We did get a bit sidetracked and end up working on combo boxes. We've got combo boxes now. We're just fixing a couple of issues. But yeah, this is so much nicer than that input field. So I'm happy about that. We're hopefully going to have a bit of time to select different, to parse this information better on the in the actual texture viewer, rather than being this dodgy parsing of the data. But yeah, I think it's going good. Should be doing the screenshot stuff soon, and that's going to be the most useful aspect of this. But yeah, it's going good. Thank you. Yeah, I wouldn't call the theme nice, but if it behaves functionally, which is nice, there's still a lot of issues. But it's gonna be really handy. Basically, yeah, it's super handy. Right. Okay, so in the last devlog, I think we added this, where we say, hey, you can't set the mouse focus for the next frame for this. Or if something has already been mouse focused on a higher layer than you. So if you've got a combo box open and it's focused on some list item in there, and that's already set the current focus, something on the layer below cannot steal the focus. Wait a minute, do we actually want to keep this? I think we still might need to keep this. Because our new thing supersedes it, doesn't it? Where it has the yeah. Okay, let me record that. Alright, so remember the previous devlog, we added this if statement where we're saying if the current layer is less than the the biggest layer that's been mouse focused this frame, then don't allow us to set the mouse focus for the next frame to that ID hash that's just came in. So we only allow stuff that's got the same layer or bigger layer to actually be set. So we need to kind of make an evolution of this where we can't set the mouse focus until the sort of, but only for the biggest draw layer that will ever happen this frame. So that's kind of impossible to do while you're building the frame. So what we're going to use is the last frame's biggest draw layer index. So this be called like previous frame largest layer index. We're going to change out something like this, and we'll bring in, wait a minute, yeah, so we're saying if the current layer index is less than the previous frame's largest layer index, then don't actually allow us of setting the next mouse focused ID hash. So this should hopefully solve the problem where we're able to hover on other widgets that are on the layer below us when you have a combo box open. So let's just see if that works. Let's just wire the rest in now. So we need to add previous frame largest layer index. How does one set that? Every time you ink. Boom. Okay, so it's largest layer index. So the end of the frame. We need to make sure that we move that around. Wait. Or maybe the beginning of the frame. Yeah, because we kind of do this sort of pattern here. Previous, yep. So the current largest layer index, wait, no. Yes, the previous is equal to whatever the current one is, and we'll clear the current one out to 0. Awesome. So let's try and see how that works. So click here. We can click on these still, but you can't click. Oh, did it just fix it? Yes, you can click off it. It just implicitly works based on the behavior. Yeah, that one can still move. We've got to fix that. That's not focusable control. All right, that's really good. I'm happy about that. Okay, so we just made the necessary changes, then booted up the game. So now when we have this combo box open, we can still click on these and select a MIP level, but we cannot hover over anything on the layers below anymore and click and it to act on that. So these are no longer being mouse focused because we made that change. We have to click off of them and then it will close it. And now they're mouse focusable. So now that's pretty sweet. So now we're going to look into fixing this area here where this thing is mouse focused without even using the mouse focus stuff. So if we sort of drag this, it's going to creep away. It's not very nice, is it? So let's fix that. So that is because we just use a box. Just use a box. We should probably have a way to say, like, you can get the if it's a button, you can get the focus state, but it's able to be like pressable and all this stuff. We don't want that. So I think we just want essentially like a mouse area, if you want to call it that. And then you can get the focus state from there, and then you can put proper if statements in here. So if we take a look at the implementation of how this, like, how that sort of canvas thing works. See here we just do the drawing, use the draw API here to draw the texture viewer copy texture. But here's the box it goes in, and we're saying, hey, if the mouse is inside the rectangle, then surely we can just drag it around and apply the stuff. Well, that's where we get the issue with the split view, because we're dragging it over and it's sort of acting on it. So we need to kind of upgrade this box thing into like a mouse area, which we have to create, but it's super easy. And then we need to be able to get back the focus state and say, hey, if this thing is actually mouse focused, then you're allowed to do the mouse control. So let's work on that mouse area now. Of course, let's add yet another widget. UI visible, UI mouse area. It's just a box. It's just a box. Mouse area and void define. Hey. Define UI mouse area start rectangle style. Then we will call, so this automatically does the ID as the line number. So it's nice and shorthand version. Cool. Very nice. So we can just go into where we have done the combo box. After that, we can plop these in here. Yeah. Right, so it's basically just the box with an extra bell and whistle. Did I grab the wrong one? I didn't I? Invisible draw rectangle style. Should I call it a mouse area or a mouse box? If you don't want the box, you just have an empty style. Hey, I'm a random user. What's your day job? I work as a graphics programmer. My title is engine programmer, though, I think. Yeah, I do like 3D graphics, stuff like that. At a game studio. So yeah, I've been doing that for about going up to 3 years. Full time, Monday to Friday. But yeah, so super cool. What's the game about? So I can't talk about the game that I work on at work because that's under NDA. But the game here is, it's going to be probably like a top-down RPG turn-based. I've got a design doc. I haven't really gone into it in details on stream because I'm focusing on finding a unique graphical art style first. But yeah, I'm still liking the idea. I designed it in February. Yeah. I'll go on. Yeah. Well, when we've done the graphics, we'll go into it in immense detail and fully think it through, and maybe create more game ideas just in case. We can think of better ones. Or more appropriate ones, if you will. So I think that's basically it. We just need to say, hey, this thing can be focused. That's to now the focusable abilities. So if we just use this boy now, should be as easy as mouse area. Now we just say, hey, if UI focus state and UI focus state focused with a mouse, then let's give it a go. So hopefully that fixes the problemo. I can still drag it here. Why is this thing green? Because I click on it, it goes green. That is not nice. Yeah, it becomes great feature. But anyway, when I hover over here, it still does it. But if something else is don't want to be keyboard focused. Yeah, something else can be mouse focused. If I'm holding a click down, on something, like that's a bit weird, isn't it? So if I'm holding a click down on something, how can I hover over something else? That seems bad. If I'm holding a click down, I should not be able to get mouse focus on something else. Should I? No, because you could be doing drag and drop and stuff like that, right? So I'm dragging, I pick something up. Say if I pick something up that's on some focusable area or something like that. With the mouse, I move it over to some other area. Yeah, so I guess it's like some keyboard focus. I think that maybe that's behavior. Also, there's quite a lot of delay as well. Bit delay, doesn't help. Yeah, why should we allow? Should we say it's got to be keyboard focused? Potentially. I thought there's like a has been pressed thing. Why is that? Oh, for crying out loud. What did I just do? These are two separate independent bits. So I'm saying if any of them are set. Right. So what I need to be saying is equal that. So I think the mouse one is still gonna fail. Yeah, mouse one still fails, but the keyboard focus one shouldn't fail. Great, let's fix the problem. Yeah, that's good enough. I don't know about the whole hovering over other things. It's not really causing an issue, so I'm going to leave it. That's a bit of a weird problem. We should fix that. I don't know if I'll comment about it though on the devlog though. Right, let's talk about that. Okay, so we've gone and implemented the mouse area, so let's just see it implemented. So rather than being box, it's now mouse area. Mouse area, end, and mouse area. Sorry, start and then end. So the only extra thing we've done is we've got the focus state, which is now possible because this is a focusable widget. We're saying, hey, if this is keyboard focused, right? So not if you hover over it, if it's been clicked on and we can drag it around, then whoops. Hang on a minute. That was weird. I guess that would logically work as well. But hey, this is not working now either. If focus with the keyboard. What's his focus with the keyboard, man? What? Did I not get that in there? What is this? This is silly. Let's fix that up. Right. There's a bit of a weird... So it's kind of returning early. Yeah, mainly just... So it's a pure immediate mode UI. So we keep very little internal state. So basically, the end, widget end, there's some widget info on a stack. So we restore the widget info to the parent one. We restore the clipping to the parent one, and we pop the ID off of the stack as well. And yeah, so we just basically just return stuff to the previous state. So what is widget info? Widget info is... It's just a bunch of state, like the clipping rectangles, the ID hash, the current focus state, and widget state. So we just have a stack of that. So why? So if I'm clicking on stuff, I'm getting a weird sort of thing that's going on. So these are just returning, right? So regardless, you want to have that focused state stuff. So you basically want state to be up here. Run out loud. No. So you want state to be up here. You want to get these boys and girls. Um, so we build up some initial kind of state, and then when we return early, because it's just easier that way, I could have put it in a loop and broke out. But yeah, design decisions. Then we all those bells and whistles on there. Now, there's some redundant stuff in there, so let's clean that out. So anytime it says focused now, we just clear that off the end, right? Because yeah, we already put that on here if possible, right? So, and it's being ordered. So that just simplifies a lot of that dangling logic. Oh, sorry, dangling state. Uh, also with the mouse in it. Okay, I'm glad that's fixed up. Great, so we can drag on that now, that's good. Right, excellent. Okay, so let's talk about that. Change. Alright, so we've got implemented the mouse area now, so instead of putting box there, we put mouse area, and same for the end one as well. So the only thing that's changed inside is this focus state call here. So we're saying, hey, if it's keyboard focused and the rectangle where the box is or the mouse areas contains the mouse, then we can do all of the sort of mouse left offset stuff or the wheel zooming code. So it would check that out now. When we drag on this, it no longer moves around, but we can move around here like that and scroll like that. That's super nice. I just realized the scroll won't work if we... Ooh. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Right. Why do we keep finding bugs when I've recorded? Let's put markers down. Yeah, so this one just needs to be mouse focused, and then you can use the wheel. The other one is with the left click, so it gets a bit funny. The other thing. So we try that. So wheel, so I can scroll. See, maybe, maybe actually, maybe mouse area, mouse area should just not do anything. We'll put a box behind it. Should there even be a style with a mouse area? No, what are you gonna do with that? You know what we're gonna do? Even better. Mouse area. No, so you just pass in the rectangle where you want to be over. I don't think you need a style, maybe. And then we'll keep. So I think there's a UI style 0. So we go to style there. We're not going to draw anything. We're just going to start then end. And I guess return invisible. Do you care? No, you need to. Because I'm gonna have to put a box down separately, but I don't want it to do that jumpy thing. Yeah, I guess we'll do 2 if statements then. Bit annoying though. So we'll do a box. UI box end. I think that's sensible enough. Look at that indentation. Let's keep going. More indentation. Cool. So now this no longer so the background doesn't go green anymore. We can zoom and we can do that and it doesn't mess up. Cool. Alright, so we've gone and fixed this sort of area with the mouse area now. So we kept the box around because it messed around with the theming, having the mouse area be a box. So we now have this mouse area which is just a focusable widget, which we'll see in just a second. So inside here, we check the focus state, which it only gets set to something sensible when the widget is focusable that we're currently inside. So that gets the focus state. And we're saying if it's keyboard focused and it contains the rectangle, contains the mouse pause, we are allowed to then offset the texture that we're viewing. If it's mouse focused and we are inside the rectangle and we scroll with a scroll wheel, then we obviously do the zoom code. So if we just see the implementation quickly, here's the mouse area, it's just starting a widget. It's using no style because it just seems a bit pointless having styling. And then we're saying that this widget is focusable, so the focus state can do stuff. So that's all it does. So let's go and boot that up and have a bit of a play. So now what you'll notice is when we drag on this thing, it doesn't sort of move it doesn't move the texture of the viewing around. So that's all fixed. We can zoom in and out as normal and drag this and move around. So that's all fixed now. Sweet. Cool, that's good. Let's fix this bug. What's going on there? That is because texture view UI 111. Should be quite easy to find. Good line number. So the right panel. No, is that off by 1 error? Was that? Box end, yeah, off by 1. Or off by a few, but yeah. Did you really try and pop? I didn't really talk about that scope thing, did I? Oh well, I did say I would talk about it, but that's cool. I can make mistakes, I guess. So where in here is it not doing some end? That's weird. So I bring this in. And I guess this combo box. Yeah. So when the combo boxes get basically 0. So if I comment those out, does it still work? Yeah. Oopsie. Combo box, why are you crashing? It's because it's the implementation, isn't it? It's not doing it's doing the end. If visible. In the end there. Oh shoot. But they're saying it was not visible. It's doing the end. Whoops. That's the problem. Okay. So we shrink that now. Oh yeah, look at that. Cool. So now we're bug free. We got these all in, and it works as expected. So let's make this look nice. Let's do something where things look a bit better. So the basic idea is we do a texture copy into a separate texture. So what we're viewing here is a nice RGBA thing, texture. So the texture that we're trying to view gets copied into this nice RGBA texture that the UI just renders in a very simple way, just using the UI renderer. So all the conversion to make it look nice, and we can be able to change, like reinterpret pixels as different things. That all happens in the compute shader, which does the copying of the texture. And it also means we can we'll soon be able to pick a point in time in the frame and view that particular point in time. So basically, we need something is a depth buffers, something are color buffers, and we don't know the difference. So there's no way to know because underneath we just use, like, this is only used for sampling texture, like sample textures, and for storage textures you have to use these two things. Because we manually pack into the 32-bit integer. That's just the way I've decided to do texturing in my custom shading language, or custom shading compiler. So there's no automatic conversion, which makes things a lot more simple. So we lose information. We don't know if things are RGBA anymore. And I guess if we were doing proper, using the proper rendering pipeline, you'd have like a depth 32 and you would know it's a depth format. But we don't have that information either. So basically what we're stuck with is trying to figure out what is the appropriate way to interpret some of these pixels. Sorry. What we're left with is trying to figure out what type of texture is this? Is it a depth texture? Is it a color texture? Is it, for instance, say if we had a G buffer, is it a G buffer texture? And then we'll have a bunch of different format options that we can select from that don't always, they're not helpful for every, like, you don't have ways of viewing the RGBA for a depth, texture, do you? It just doesn't make any sense. So, but there will be some common ones, though, that is for sure. So essentially, do we put it in the format? Because what things are set to this float? I think it's just depth. So maybe we just modify this format. Yes, only the depth texture uses this. So the thing is about this is it has like, so this should be called RGBA BGRA. So I guess I can call this sample formats. Then why don't we just have them as separate things? Sample formats and Then storage formats maybe. But the whole point of this saying RGBA is this is saying RGBA, whereas it's just one thing there, so it doesn't really make too much sense. Yeah, maybe they could be separate enums. So maybe storage formats are always 32-bit integers right now. Like, I don't know, 16-bit. Types. We haven't really got those enabled yet. Maybe we can enable those, and those could be. Hey there, Mirror Atomics. What book do I recommend? So I don't really read books. Then it's not really my type of format to consume. So I can't really give you any advice really, but I'm sure someone in the chat might have some recommendations. I mainly just watch videos or read blogs. Yeah, I don't really like the format of books, to be fair. Plus, I'm a pretty slow reader. It's not really my thing. Yeah, sorry about that. Storage format. So do we separate the storage format and sample formats out into their own separate enums? Maybe that makes more sense. Yeah. Gets quite long though. Storage format. So is storage formats. Yeah, books I find are just like really long, and it really, honestly, it tires my brain out so hard when I try and read. So, yeah, it does take super long to read. So just not really my jam. I've tried reading books. Oh no, my green screen's coming off. Yeah, we can see it. My green screen's coming off in that corner. Whoops. So when you have a storage format, UN it's a UN RGBA BGRA. Yeah, that's for the. It gets bloody long though. Let's just put them all in one enum. I don't like having all that prefixed. Right. So this would just be for depth only. So we just put float depth. Right. But I guess we could have uint like U16 depth or whatever, or 16 float depth as a format. I just haven't got 16-bit. I haven't sorted that out in the shaders yet. Yeah, that'll do. So something about that these formats we should really assert is storage format. Yeah, so we get two of these guys in as well, right? So it was the so what are we missing? So we added an RGB A1, we added a BGR A1, and we added we changed it to be depth, right? So uh, um, so I guess you say yes, this is a valid format. No, this is not. Yes, and yes. And yes, that's the wrong way around. What have I done? Right, so that is true then false. False. Right, so missing some little bells and whistles. Oh, there's the short names. I should go there. Right, super nice. So when we create the when we actually create the texture in it, there's some formats, assert, that GPU format is sample format. Chuck in sample format, and that should return true. And if it doesn't, blah is not a sample format, and then we will index into GPU format strings, and then pass in sample format. Then we repeat that, replace sample with storage, and voila. Okay, so that's cool. So that surgeon's in there. So now I think we have enough information to figure out what is depth, what is not depth, what is RGBA, what is RGB. And with that information, we can, what can we do? Oh, this is not RGBA. Conclusion? Oh, this is depth. Wait, we had to store it as an integer. Wait, wait to do that. I think it's fine if I did a float depth. So, wait, sample. Wait, sampling? There's a sample? Occlusion. Alright, so just write, that's a storage texture, so that writes to it. This does a load. That's a storage texture, it loads. This does a load. Oh no, that's an old one. Is occluded, here we go. A fetch. What is it? That's a sample texture, isn't it? Yeah, so as the sample texture, why can't that just be float depth? That'd be interesting. Would it break? Would it break? What is this? Oh, VK formats. RGBA, GRA, depth. Yeah, I don't think we would. Oh, I don't know. Surface, that's BGRA. At least on Windows and Linux. PC platforms, basically. Android's a bit different, I think. This one is the resource copy texture. Texture copy. Yeah, let's try and make this a float depth and see how much it just breaks. Occlusion texture. Oh, occupation map? Oh. That's just a UInt. It's just, oh, it's a special bit set, isn't it? It's not even an RGBA thing. It's like its own. It's not even meant to represent color. It's a bit set where each bit is a. So, what possible ways could we make this look? So each pixel. For now, I guess we can just do a simple color, but it's a bit set really. So I guess you just say just a flat out UInt. So I thought we got rid of that one, but I guess we're not anymore. Okay, it's just the only place that has it. So if we go back to the here we go. UInt is 4. Then in the Vulkan code as well. Okay. Vulkan code is gonna not complain. What? GPU. Huh. Yeah, it didn't complain because it was. Yeah, it didn't exist and that was okay. Alright, so. Hopefully this doesn't crash the GPU, we'll just change some bits around. Right, just crash the CPU, that's fine. So, depth is not a sample format. We're allowing that. Yeah, maybe we should say sample and storage formats. So I guess it's this one. Cool, let's give that a go. Sweet, still running. Things still seem to look okay. So now we have the information, right? The only issue is, okay, so now we have the information to know, is this an RGBA? Is this a depth value? So in the texture viewer, we can handle that properly. So in the texture viewer, the internal code, we have the texture viewer stuff here. So we want to be able to have these different viewing modes. So these viewing modes really need to be in the shared header file, where the shader is. Yeah, something like here. It'll be a lovely little enum. GPU texture viewer, texture view mode. And it's all the different ways that we can reinterpret the pixels. So texture view mode depth, I guess. You could just call it as depth. There is RGBA, BGRA, right. You probably also want to have some special ones that are available to everything, where you want to say you want to say white if non-zero, and then maybe you want another one where you say if any of the channels what's the logic? So sometimes you want to know, so if you have RGBA, if any of those have something, you want to make it white. And the other one you want to say but sometimes you want to color it RGBA based on if there is any value in RGB or B. So if R has something, you know, whack R all the way up to 1 or something like this. But then I guess you're not really doing. If you have a BGRA texture and you do this, it'd be a bit problematic, wouldn't it? Yeah. But yeah, maybe call it 1 if non-zero. Something like that. I guess this will do for now. I accidentally closed it. I guess it's okay. So in the texture viewer state, we'll store the GPU texture view mode. And we're going to like that. Now in the shader, so here's the texture copy shader. We read the pixel out, we just read it out as a 32-bit integer, and then this is where the magic happens. So we were just unpacking it as a color. So when that was like a floating point depth value, it just made no sense, right? It's just silly. So now we have the view mode. Bum, ba, ba, bum. So we get the v mode enum, chuck it in here. And then we can use enums in the shader. So we switch. So we switch here on the BC view mode. We get all of the different configurations. And we basically just act on that. I think I actually had a macro for that, but hey, there we go. That'll do. So based on the view mode, oh, count is not handled. Thank you for that. So the idea is we need to calculate this color, this final color. So we'll just initialize this to 0, so black, and then so white is not 0, so that'll be color is basically saying if pixel not equal 0, then that gets turned into a float point number. And voila. So X, Y, Z gets set to that. We probably at the end want to set alpha to 1, always. So one if not 0 is going to do it on each of the RGBAs and all that, right? So basically, I've got this thing called like color. So we should be able to fish out color R, I think, is that a thing? Color chan. You know what, let's find what red is and we'll remember it. Right, color 32 R. Right, now unpack it. It's good. So R for pixel. Yeah, so that's non-zero. Wait, what do we need to do? I guess you just I guess you can just do something like this. RGB A doesn't need to do anything. So that's quite nice. Now the RGBA mode, you just do color equals unpack the pixel data as RGBA, so it's just like that. BGRA is the same thing, but you do the swizzling. So, wait, do you do BGRA? Yeah, so equals color.bgra, and I'll just swizzle it around the other way. It'd be super nice. Yeah, it works in my compiler. I've got swizzling. It's fine. Depth. So depth, how do you read depth? So depth would be actually be a, so from bits from, I think it's called, yeah, bits from bits to a F32. So that converts it from a U32. Turns into a floating point number. So we're just going to stick it in the alpha channel. Yeah. You have this colored version, but I want to just, yeah, a bit unsure about it at the moment. But let's just stick with this one for now. There will need to be some min-max thing we have to sort out with depth, actually. But yeah, let me set it to that value there. So the weird thing is it's going to default to white if not 0. Probably not sensible. It doesn't really matter. So why don't we plug this in the user interface, and then let's just get rid of all this UI stuff. It's not needed. All right, so if we take a look at GPU, see where the UI is. So we end up selecting the MIP level. There's like a combo box. So we wanted to display a combo box now for all of those view mode options. Be quite nice, right? So let's go and do that. So we make a new A. It's just this. So not all of the options should be accessible in. That's another thing. So, not all of them should be accessible for this. Well, why not? Maybe we should just have a default selected value, and you can select whatever you want. Yeah, maybe that's all right. So we're just gonna have a combo box where we have a. Let's find this one. A view mode that's specific for the tab that you're on. Actually, let's change that around. Okay, so when you select a texture, we need to select the default one. That's fine, but the view mode goes in here. That'll just be an integer. We will need all of the extern const char star GPU texture viewer or texture view mode short strings, we'll call them. So make a nice bunch of short strings. Let's just quickly go and grab all those bells and whistles. Got a macro for this, 5 at t's. Then I can just shorthand it. Like so, voila. So these are going to be super nice. Super nice. Combo box. Okay, so what goes in here, the strings go in there like that. Wait, did I not? Yeah, it's good, that's fine. Then we specify here in the count, GPU, texture view mode count. Boom. So that should be able to view. Awesome. So we need to make sure we actually select a valid default. So there's two different formats, right? There's the storage format and the sample format. Do we take the sample format if it exists, and then if not use the storage format? I think that's correct. So you want to be able to say, given my resource, what is the default GPU texture view mode given my resource? Defaults from texture. Something like this, right? Lovely long name. But yeah, here you want to say like, well, it's got to be a texture. Course, okay, GPU resource get res ID so it's just assert that this here is a texture. Then we're going to return some appropriate view mode. So I guess we select the correct format. So if the resource has a sample format, texture sample format, then we use sample format. If not, we use storage format. Then from here we can switch on that format and then pick. So by default, I guess we might just pick RGBA or something. View mode. Let's just pick RGBA. And then here we'll do something else. So view mode. Oh wait, no, sorry. What did I do? That's silly. Right, so where's the format in? It's up here, isn't it? 5 at S's. There we go. So view mode for this one would just be RGBA. I guess all of them have to have a storage format to be viewed in here. They can't just have a sample format. Okay, that's interesting. We've got to fix that as well, actually. So 32-bit integer RGBA, that's just RGBA. Then BGRA view mode. This view mode is, it's just a uint. I don't know what you would do. It was just a uint. We could probably do it as depth. No, but then it makes it floating point. We should look into that separately. Let's just do RGBA for now. Depth. Then return the view mode. So now we can set the default from a texture. So if we go to where we select that resource ID, box. So this res ID gets set to something. Here. So here we're going to say tab view mode is going to be equal to the result of this view mode here. Boom. Right, so we quickly need to fix where we need everything to have a storage. You can't not have a storage format because they need to be used as storage textures in the texture viewer. They always need a storage format. Storage format must not be none, but you can have a none sample format. So we're going to get a compile error. Oh no, we get a runtime error. Okay, there we go, got a crash. I've got a cert. So this is in 88 on GFX. Logo texture, so I guess that's U32 RGBA. Hey Master Agent, how's it going? How you doing? Alright, we're still running, nothing's crashing, that's good. Well, hopefully things still run. Hop over in the texture viewer. View the depth texture. Alright, I'm just seeing whites. Ah, this is not being passed to the shader, is it? I think this is a bit big. Man. So it's not being passed to the shader when we dispatch. And that's an obvious miss there. View mode, BC. Yeah. BC view mode equal tab view mode. Here we go. Had what felt like a good follow interview today at Playground Games. Oh yeah, I heard of those guys. If I get, I'll move to Leamington Spa soon. Interesting. Yeah, that's another sort of like popular place for game dev, isn't it? Other than Guildford, Leamington Spa. I've heard of a few places are there. Yeah, it's very nice. I'm glad. Right, so we've got different viewing formats now, which is good, but obviously not very helpful. But yeah, it's really great. Have you had any other interviews as well? And also, what job did you apply for there? You never heard of the place? Then we looked up. There seemed to be several studios there. Yeah. Interesting, right? It's got multiple layers, man. Oh, it's a 3D texture, but it's not viewing the layers, right? Yeah, we won't see anything on that. Maybe MIP or I don't know. It's not working on it. Font texture. We're not looking at that one, are we? Can't see anything for that. So the problem with depth is that it's too. You think it goes up to like 1,000. Yeah, so we need to pass in some form of like max. If you're viewing the depth, we need to have a slider to change that depth. What is the max depth we want to view? Minimax depth sliders. But if we just view it in the shader quickly. So we convert that to a floating point number. That's like 1,000. and then it just needs to be 1. So what we should really be doing is dividing this by 1024 or something, and that will display something a little bit more understandable, right? There you go, here's the occlusion texture. So you can see the occluders in there now, right? They're the occluders. But you go back to the depth buffer, you don't see the occluders in there because they're not drawn into the depth buffer, obviously. Zoom. But yeah, that's cool. So yeah, I guess that's alright, I know. You need some some sliders for the depth. We obviously have some problems with that 3D texture as well. We're not able to select the different layers. It's kind of bad. That having that as a drop down is probably not a good idea. It's probably best to type that one in because it can be quite high. So maybe we should revert that one back. Right, let's recap that. Okay, so we've gone and added this view mode, so we can reinterpret the pixels and actually look at these textures in a nicer way, especially the depth one. So we've got like this one which says white if not 0. So if any RGB is, or if the pixel is non-zero, it will just show white. This one will put 1 in a channel which has a non-zero value. So if red has a non-zero value, it puts it all the way to 1, and so on. We have RGBA and BGRA viewing formats and the depth viewing format. So if we go and run this, let's have a bit of a play, and then we'll see the code in the shader that deals with the translation. So if we view the depth texture here, it defaults to the depth viewing mode here, and as you see, as we get closer, it goes to black. As we get further away, it goes to red. So that's kind of nice. Then we've got white of non-zero, 1 if non-zero. So and these don't really play well with the depth one since it's just a floating point number, so things just look a bit weird. But they're the different viewing modes, and if you see, there's another good one of view. Right, here's the logo texture. Here you view it as RGBA. Here's BGRA, so it's just swizzled around. White if non-zero. 1 if non-zero. So you see here it's missing the red component, is that right? No, it's just got the blue in there, hasn't it? Yeah, something like that. And then here's the viewing as depth. So we're going to add more viewing modes as time goes on. But this is a nice start. So let's take a look at the shader code. So when we copy the copy the texture into a simple RGBA texture that we view. So here's our copy shader. So at a certain point in time in the frame, we're going to be like, I want to view that texture at that point in time. So we'll copy it out, and we copy a sub portion of it, and maybe a certain MIP level or array layer. So we grab the pixel out. It's just a 32-bit integer. It could be RGBA, it could be a floating point number, it could be anything. And the view mode is going to tell us how to interpret that pixel. So for RGBA here, if the pixel is not 0, we just make it on. 1 if non-zero, so if R is not 0, we make it on. If G is not 0, make it on. And B not 0, make that one on independently. RGBA is just unpacking the pixel into a floating point color. BGRA is doing that, but then doing the swizzling for BGRA. Depth is converting that, reinterpreting that integer into a floating point number, and then dividing it by 1,000, so it becomes 0 to 1 within 1,000. There are still, we've got to make this configurable in the future. And then we just make alpha always on, because why would you want to view transparent pixels? We should probably have a viewing mode just to view the alpha channel as well, actually, thinking about it. Yeah, so this just gets copied, and then this texture just gets displayed by the UI as a simple RGBA texture. And yeah, that's how, so yeah, so that's the viewing modes. Cool. Glad I got that in. Senior tools engineer, cool. So he's in like all the build tools and stuff like that. Had a good interview at Funcom last week, having a follow up 21st of May. Awesome. Well done. Sounds like you are yeah. At least there seems to be you know, wanting to know more. And you get to second stages and that. Problem is with the industry is it takes so long, so many so many interviews to get a job. If you go to any other industry, it's like, hey, you have one interview and then you'll get an offer. But in the games industry, you've got like 3. It feels like 3 at minimum, but typically 3. Hey Perry, how's it going? Yeah, got a new camera. No, I haven't got a new camera. I got new I got lights. I got lights now, and yeah, the green screen is a lot more. It behaves a lot more now because I just got proper lighting on my face. Get flooded with light. Um, but yeah, it's pretty nice. Also got a 32-incher in front of me, 4K, 144 hertz. It's pretty nice. So happy with that. It's not a 22-incher, you know. 10 extra inches. How you doing? You're good? Awesome. Yeah, not bad. I'm just you know, a bit tired. I was tired when I started and tired now. But yeah, things are going good. Wife is good, baby's good. Um, yeah, they're doing good. The baby boy is still not crawling, but he is yeah, still not crawling, the little boy. Wait, why is the depth value just horrible for that? That's not good. Maybe there's some problemos there. But yeah, he's still not crawling. I keep trying to get him to crawl by putting him on his tummy and say tummy time, and then he goes around on his front, like pushing backwards on a slippery surface. And then other times I'm trying to make him walk by standing him up, and he just stands there and he enjoys it though. Silly boy. Yeah, nobody's stopping him. He does weird little things, like it's just like going like, not quite like, but more like, but nearly doing it. And then I try and encourage him to do it more, and he does it. But then when I try and encourage him the next time I see him, he doesn't do it anymore. He like has these moments of like doing new things like clapping or blowing raspberries, and you try and get him to do it later again, and he just doesn't do it. It's probably because I tried recording him on my phone, and he knows I record him on my phone now. That's probably what it is. Daddy could be recording me, and there's only like 9 months. Yep, need eyes in the back of my head. Yeah, he'll be going to nursery soon. Nursery. Yeah, he went on his first swing the other week. So cute. He really loved it. Alright, what do I need to do now? I think this is a good place. What can I commit? We did a lot of random bits and bobs, didn't we? There's a bunch of UI fixes. Bunch of UI fixes and GPU improvements. Such a generic phrase to commit message, but there we go. No Wayland yet. Probably won't be Wayland for a while. Probably not until we're trying to release it, I reckon. Eh. Right, let's record the start. It's a great one for I need to go back. Exactly, it's a great one. That's right, I never need to go back, we always go forward. Right, let's record a start to this devlog. Oh, hey Perry, I do these now, these devlogs. Got my streams up. This is the way. Saves so much time. They come out reasonably good as well. This one's going to be a monster to cut up because I've just kept failing at recording. Right, so that brings it to the end of this devlog. So if you want to catch the full stream on the VOD channel, it's day 114. So you can catch that link there. There's a special channel for that one. There's the Twitch channel for the actual live streams. You can catch them. If you go to the website there, you'll be able to see the actual schedule in your local time zone. There's a Discord channel you can come and hang out, and for those who are wanting source code access, there is a link there for people who are. You know what? I need to do that one again. It was not smooth. It was not smooth. Green Blade. Right, so that does it for Devlog 7. So if you want to watch the stream on the VOD channel, it's day 114, where you can see all the extra little bits and bobs we did. So yes, over there on that link there on the right, that YouTube one. Wait, why did I say on the right? Huh? Take. Yes. You buggers. Right, so that does it for Devlog 7, guys. So if you want to catch the VOD on the VOD channel, there is VOD on the VOD channel. Who has VODs on VOD channels? Man, I'm getting tired. One more time. Let's take a fresh water break. Right, so that does it for Devlog 7, guys. So yeah, if you want to catch the stream on the VOD channel, it's day 114. You can catch that on the YouTube VOD channel right there. There's also a Twitch channel where we do the actual live stream. If you go to that link there, you'll be able to see the schedule in your time zone. There's a Discord if you come and hang out outside the stream. And for those who want source code access, if you support via subscribing on Twitch or membership via Ko-Fi, you'll be able to get access to the GitLab there and play it on Windows or Linux. And thank you for everyone who's supported me already on that one. Right, have a good one, guys. Catch you in the next one. Boom. Complete it, mate. So yeah, I gotta go, guys. But Thursday, 6:30, we've fixed a lot of the issues with the we've fixed a lot of the issues with the UI interface now and clicking on stuff, with the comment boxes and that. So we'll probably do some more stuff with these viewing modes. We'll make it so we can view this 3D texture, which is the occupation map. We can't view the layers here. We probably make this one where you can type it in. Again, even though we just changed it to be in a drop down. But yeah, you'll be able to type this one in instead, because there could be so many layers. Because it's a 3D texture. And then we'll probably have a special view made for this one. What else? We might investigate. Oh yeah, we want to be able to view different points in time where the texture gets written to. And after that, is it literally just after that, I think it's the screenshot tool. So we can view screenshots. It's pretty close. After that shipping, we can get onto some doing PBR, I reckon. Doing some try and make the spheres look good, right? Hmm. Do I CC anyway? You know what? Sometimes this is not good anymore, and it's really annoying. Right, Last Miles is on. Why didn't they tell me Last Miles is on? Why is it not telling me people I follow, like, right there? Why? Why is there something that's always just wrong enough with everything with every piece of software? Like, why? They made this so much better where you can click on people and not get ads. And when we press raid, it takes you to their channel. So you don't miss them saying hello. But why are the people... Okay, there's a following button. There is a following button I see now. Right, this helps. Why can't I just put the following on the top? And then show the rest. Maybe there's ways to do that. Right. Thank you for coming, everyone. I guess so. Maybe I won't follow tons of people. Right, have a good Wednesday. I'll see you all Thursday.